Posted by you/Shadow in the Glass. 2 hours ago, I'm not sure where to start, so I'll just dive in. I'm 28, and 3 months ago, I inherited my grandmother's house in a tiny town called Blackthorn Hollow. I'd never been here before. Grandma wasn't exactly the warm, cookie-baking type. She was secretive, always talking in riddles when I saw her as a kid. When she passed, I was surprised she left me anything, let alone a whole house. I'd been stuck in a dead-end job, so I figured, why not? Fresh start, right? I packed up my life and moved in. The house is old, creaky, and smells like dust and lavender. It's got this weird charm: stained glass windows, clawfoot tubs, and mirrors. So many mirrors. Every room has at least one, some framed in ornate silver, others plain but heavy like they're bolted to the walls. I thought it was quirky at first. Grandma was eccentric, so it fit. But now, I don't know what to think. I'm scared to sleep tonight, and I need to get this out. Maybe someone here can help me make sense of it. The first weird thing happened a week after I moved in. I was unpacking late at night when the lights flickered. Not a quick blink, but a slow, pulsing dim like the house was breathing. I checked the fuse box. Nothing was tripped. I brushed it off as old wiring. Small towns, old houses, you know? But it kept happening. Always at night. Always when I was alone. Then came the whispers. I'd be in bed, scrolling my phone when I'd hear it. Soft, like someone murmuring in another room. I could never make out words. Just a low hum of voices. I tore the house apart, looking for a source. Vents, pipes, maybe a radio left on? Nothing. The first time I mentioned it to a neighbor, Mrs. Calloway, she gave me this weird look and said, "Old houses talk, dear. Best not to listen." I laughed it off, but her eyes weren't joking. The mirrors, though, that's when I knew something was wrong. I was brushing my teeth one night, staring at my reflection, when it lagged. I tilted my head left, but my reflection stayed still for a split second before catching up. I froze, toothbrush dripping foam onto the sink. I waved my hand slowly, and my reflection followed. But it felt off, like it was mimicking me a beat too late. I told myself I was tired, maybe stressed from the move, but it happened again a few nights later in the hallway mirror. I raised my arm, and my reflection didn't. It just stared at me, smiling faintly, while my real face was wide-eyed and terrified. I stumbled back, and the reflection snapped back to normal, copying me perfectly. I stopped looking in mirrors after that. I covered them with sheets, towels, whatever I could find. But the flickering lights got worse, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. I started feeling watched, even in rooms without mirrors. I'd catch glimpses of movement in my peripheral vision, shadows that vanished when I turned. My dreams were the worst. I'd see myself standing in front of a mirror, but it wasn't me inside it. It was something else, wearing my face, pressing its hands against the glass, trying to get out. Last week, I found Grandma's journal in the attic, hidden under a floorboard. It was leather-bound, pages yellowed, and smelling of ink and wax. I sat on the attic floor, reading by flashlight, and my stomach twisted with every word. Grandma wasn't just eccentric. She was part of something called the Order of the Veil, a group of women in Blackthorn Hollow who used mirrors to trap spirits. Not just any spirits, but the kind that linger too long, hunger too much, as she wrote. The mirrors in the house weren't decor. They were seals, each one holding something caught by the order. Grandma's entries were meticulous, listing dates, rituals, and warnings. Never break a mirror. Never speak their names. Never let them see you falter. I should have stopped reading. I should have packed a bag and left. But I needed to know. One entry mentioned a spirit called the Hollowed One, trapped in the largest mirror in the dining room. Grandma described it as a thief of faces, a weaver of lies. She wrote that it was stronger than the others, always testing its bonds. The last entry, dated a week before she died, said, "It knows I'm weakening. It sings to me at night. I fear I've failed." I went downstairs, heart pounding, and stood in front of the dining room mirror. It's massive, floor to ceiling, framed in silver that looks like twisted vines. I'd covered it with a sheet, but I pulled it down, staring at my reflection. It looked normal at first, but the longer I stood there, the more I felt it, something pressing against the glass from the other side. My reflection's eyes seemed darker, its smile too wide. I whispered, "What are you?" like an idiot, and the lights flickered hard, plunging the room into darkness. When they came back on, my reflection was gone. The mirror showed the dining room behind me, but I wasn't in it. I screamed and ran, locking myself in my bedroom. They followed me, curling around my ears like smoke. I tried calling Mrs. Calloway, but she didn't answer. I even posted on the town's Facebook group, asking if anyone knew about the Order of the Veil. The post was deleted within minutes, and I got a private message from an anonymous account. Leave it alone. You're not one of us. Last night, I messed up. I couldn't take it anymore. The whispers, the shadows, the feeling of being hunted in my own house. I decided to destroy the dining room mirror. I thought maybe breaking it would end whatever was happening. I grabbed a hammer from the garage and stood in front of the mirror, shaking. My reflection was back, but it wasn't me. Its skin was too pale, its eyes too big, and it was smiling while I was crying. I swung the hammer, and the glass shattered with a sound like a scream. The room went cold, like I'd opened a window to a blizzard. The shards of the mirror didn't fall. They floated, spinning slowly in the air. The whispers became a voice, clear and sharp, saying, "Thank you." Something stepped out of the broken frame, a shadow with my face but wrong, all wrong. Its limbs were too long, its movements jerky, like a puppet on strings. It looked at me and said, "I've been waiting." I ran upstairs, barricaded my door, and I've been here since, typing this on my phone. The house is alive now. The other mirrors are humming, vibrating against the walls. I hear footsteps downstairs, slow and deliberate, and sometimes my name, spoken in my own voice. My phone's at 10% and the lights are flickering again. I don't know what I've let out, but it's not just in the house anymore. I looked out my window an hour ago, and I saw it standing in the yard, staring up at me. It was me, but not me, smiling that awful smile. I found a note in Grandma's journal, tucked in the back, that I missed before. It said, "If the hollowed one is freed, it will wear you until you're nothing. Burn the house. Burn it all." I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I have time. The footsteps are on the stairs now, and my reflection is in my phone screen, even though I'm not holding it up. If anyone's in Blackthorn Hollow, if you know about the order, please help me. I don't think I'm getting out of this. Update. 10 minutes ago, the door's rattling. It's whispering my name over and over. I tried to start a fire in the fireplace, but the flames keep dying like something sucking the air out. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm sorry I didn't listen.